Thankfully, not all spooky games involve horror elements or hardcore survival mechanics. They can be light-hearted and silly, taking traditional monsters and presenting them with a cartoony twist. This is perfect for those of us with a nervous disposition. Grabbed by the Ghoulies is an action-adventure game with beat-em-up mechanics and was released on original Xbox in 2003. This was the first Rare game to be published by Microsoft after buying Rare from Nintendo. A remastered version is also featured on the Rare Replay compilation, so if you only have a modern Xbox console, you can still try it out. It earned a 66 on Metacritic, being praised for its humour and great art style, but criticised for being repetitive with no real level exploration. A lot of the reviews loved that Rare had tried something new, and created a game with charm and character. And if you like trying something new, don't forget to like and subscribe for more OK Gaming. The game begins with comic book panels, showing Cooper and Amber getting lost and stumbling across a big spooky mansion. As they need shelter from the rain, they enter the gates of Ghoulhaven Hall. With Baron von Ghoul spying on them from a window. He kidnaps Amber, and Cooper is left to run after her.
Hey!
Stumbling into a room full of imps. The butler comes to see what the noise is all about and helps us navigate through the mansion, trying to find Amber. Most of the cutscenes are in this style, and they're done well enough that it gives the game an entertaining quirk. We do end up finding Amber after a little exploration, but then out of nowhere, Dr. Crackpot jumps out and fires a laser at her. Turning Amber into a ghoul. Now, our mission is to gather ingredients to make a potion that will undo this transformation. There are random children tied up around the mansion, and later in the game we have to rescue them by finding the key that Von Ghoul has in his possession. At first I was really disappointed because this is a right-stick combat game. That means to hit or throw something, you don't have buttons to push. You have to flick or hold the right stick in a certain position. After playing for a little while though, I got used to it, and the auto-lock targeting was a huge help. The only downside is Cooper will lock onto every enemy, even when we're trying to sneak past them. The triggers move the camera left and right, which was something I had to remember because I accidentally ended up punching the air when I wanted to look around. The butler pops in now and again to give us tutorials and story beats, while also telling us where we need to go next. We do have a map, but because the levels and story are so linear, we don't really need to use it. We can only use a punch and kick attacks, but if we get close to an item and it has a hand icon, we can use it as a weapon. We can pick it up and go crazy. until it breaks. This means we can smash chairs over enemies' heads, or throw bottles for ranged attacks. Every time I thought, okay, this is a good place to stop recording, something ridiculous happened and made me want to keep playing. Then, when I thought the game had given me its all, something more ridiculous happened, and I just kept getting pleasantly surprised by the silliness this game threw at me. We're handed special weapons from certain characters we meet. The butler gives us a giant candle to fight off mummies. The cook has a fire extinguisher which is effective against imps. And the groundskeeper gives us a water gun filled with holy water, which is effective against zombies or electrical ghouls. These all get taken away from us after we use them for a specific level, but they're still fun to have and make combat a little more varied. The enemy diversity was huge considering this is only a 6 to 7 hour game. We start with imps, skeletons, zombies, and spiders. Pretty standard spooky characters. Then we get these little ninja imps, which I was not ready for. There's haunted furniture and pirates thrown into the mix too. And sometimes they'll fight each other if they have an argument. There are mini-bosses that block progress, but they're pretty easy to defeat once you learn their weak points and behaviours. Our health is represented by a heart, but it's energy instead of life. Every time we take a hit or get scared, we lose a little. Just to make things more challenging, Von Ghoul can appear at the start of a new area and mess with our energy, taking away a random amount. We can replenish our energy by picking up super soups, scattered around the levels or hidden in smashable items. There are also soups for one-hitting enemies, increasing run speed, or increasing weapon effectiveness. Some can even have negative effects on you, such as slowing down movement speed. There are little blue books hidden in each area which we can collect. And for every 5 we find, we can play a bonus level. I like that these were hidden in plain sight, and in some places all you had to do was turn the camera just a little to find one. Some rooms require challenges to unlock the next door. These can be defeating a certain type of enemy, or racing against the clock to defeat all enemies before time runs out. If you do run out of time, the Reaper appears. And will take us down in one touch. We can run away from him at least, so you're not punished too harshly for failing a challenge. You also restart from when you walked into a room, so it doesn't put you too far back if you have to start over. Each room in the mansion was different, and had an oversized cartoony look to them, an art style that we might be used to seeing from rare games. The characters were made to look silly more than scary, and could be straight out of a kid's TV show, in a good way. The music is very reminiscent of Banjo and Kazooie, a light-hearted approach to spooky music. with a healthy dose of silly sound effects. Now, what would a spooky game be without jump scares? We do have them here, but they're kinda telegraphed and are made even scarier with quick time events. There are sequences when we're walking slowly through corridors or dark rooms, and the camera switches to first person. We don't have any control over movement or camera at these points, and this is usually how we know a quick time event is coming up. We can also get scared by random ghoul appearances, which have a little red area we can avoid and not have our energy sapped. If we have a super scary shock, our heart icon will break, and we'll take more damage while in this state. It only lasts a few seconds though, so we can always run around before engaging an enemy. This is definitely a hidden gem, and a rare hidden gem to boot. It has all the things that made their games fun, even if they did choose to use right stick combat. Sure, the characters aren't super memorable or special in any way, but they're still fun to interact with and carry their own personalities, even without voiceovers. I love silly horror games, and this is a winner for me. If you want a game that you can just mess around with and not have to focus too hard on the story, this is a great pick. Just keep your eyes out for ninja imps, and try not to get grabbed by the ghoulies. It sounds kinda painful. This was fun. Let's do it again sometime. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like down below.